Hello? Ça marche? Okay, so everyone can hear me. I can see that now. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yep.
Yes, so you can only hear me if I call someone on Skype. So Bertrand, sorry, I will keep, you can mute yourself on Skype. Let me try to mute myself. So I'll keep it there. Okay, so I keep Skype open just so that I can talk on link. Okay, that's called technology. Okay, thank you. So I was talking. Yes, I was talking, and you could not hear me. That's awesome. Blah 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 blah. Should we video the sessions of Harvest this year? It's 20% of our budget. Very expensive. 100%. And can we have another line from the people who actually pay for it?
So what Sebastian's trying to say is, for those of you who are paying to attend, how would you feel about it? Versus folks that may, so there's different thought processes around this. One is, it's fantastic for the community, it helps grow knowledge, content, it's all great. For those that maybe there's a different view where there are folks that may not come because they say, well, why do I need to come? I can just watch the videos. And then there are folks that are paying to attend who may feel that, you're right, that sucks, why would we do that? I pay to attend, and there's people who are not going to attend because they feel they can just watch the videos at home.
What would this money be going to otherwise?
Bus shuttle.
To enhance the conference.
Like, how?
Or we should be fit to enhance it.
Can we talk about the subtext here?
Sure.
Oh, why are you asking the question? What do you think is the effect of having video?
My opinion, or why I'm asking?
The negative aspect besides the cost.
The negative aspect is some people feel that it is a detractor and a reason why potentially people are not coming to conferences, because they can stay at home and watch the videos. So that is an opinion that some people may share, some people may disagree. Some people may just see the benefit of having these videos because A, they'd like to access them at a later date, and or they see the benefit of it to the community. Again, these are all opinions.
Yeah. I think this is a factor, and he's talking about me, I think. I raised the issue. But now it's done. They won't come even if we don't make the video, okay? Now the issue is, budget-wise, a budget is always balanced but very short, so without it, we are much better in terms of budget than with it. There are two issues. How much it costs, and what's the advantage for it. The fact that people maybe didn't come to the conference because of that, it's done. We can change that. That even if we do the video, we don't do the video.
No, I disagree. It's also it's continuing to set a precedence. If people expect that there will always be videos, then they may not consider coming to the conference.
I would argue that those people wouldn't come anyway.
I agree with you, but I'm just putting it out there.
The reasons why you come to a conference are not just for the contents; it's also for networking, meeting people. That's the thing I'm most interested about personally, and I'm pretty sure it's the case of lots of people as well.
For those that come, certainly.
Yeah, and those videos are published.
But then, sorry, but if there are videos, then you pay just for exchanging with people and talking with people.
Isn't that ultimately what conferences are? I mean, how much? I mean, as much as the sessions are going to be really great, I mean, there's only so much you're going to learn in a 1-hour session that you can apply directly. To me, I think sharing the video is vital, but obviously I'm coming at from the point of the community building aspect.
And not just that, it's also advertisement for the next conference.
Exactly.
So guys, what you guys are doing is basically discussing and verbalizing your vote. So I appreciate that, and the point of it was not to make it a 20-minute discussion point. The vote's pretty clear. It doesn't sound like even through the discussion points that anybody's changing their vote. So
good. Pay for it.
I get it. I appreciate it. And it was just to get feedback, right? A lot of what we do here on these calls is to get feedback. They don't necessarily dictate direction, but they certainly, we get a very, very small subset here, but it's temperature worthwhile taking. So that was the only point of it.
Well, it's interesting to understand why we're doing it. So
sure.
I think the discussion is important too. So.
Sure. I'm going to clear everyone's votes now, if that's okay. Or disband the vote, or close it. Okay with everyone?
How will actually it affect the experience of the conference if it would be videos?
I'm going to put the videographer right in front of your seat.
No, I mean that this is a part of the budget. So where would be the cut instead?
It would not be a cut. It would be just not where things we could be enhanced from the experience standpoint. That's right. The difficulty of this conference is that we are holding it on the campus, which is a great plus. The negative is that it's more difficult to get around. It's not a city like Amsterdam or Santa Monica, right? So we would have looked to try and see if we could have enhanced the experience in other ways. But, you know, it's going to be fine in either case. But I think that the overwhelming vote seemed directionally to be for it, so I can't seem to close the dang thing. Oh, the poll's closed.
I will share back, and it will close by itself. No?
Okay. Yeah. Or
that's fine. You got your results.
I got the results.
So I'm taking over.
Just want to let everybody know that there was a promotion with a partnership with CMS Wire, which is a really nice thing to have. The email went out today. It's a little late, but still directionally, it's nice to have that out there, being promoted by a partner that we can grow a relationship with.
So, status. I was saying, while you were not hearing me, we stopped on this one. This is about merging shape widgets into 1.x, but it needs some changes in terms of names for the shape part.
Sorry, Sebastian, are you sharing your screen?
Okay, so I'm not sharing apparently, but it says stop presenting, so what's the... I don't get it. Okay. I have a button stop presenting. What am I presenting then? If it's not... Okay, now I'm sharing. Just waiting for Benedek. Benedek, I can see you, so just make a face, and that's fine. Are you making a face right now? This is your natural face, okay. Can you see? Still not.
But it's loading.
Okay, let's start. This branch, I won't talk about it because it's from Sipke. It's the auditory branch, fixing output cache encoding. When did I do it? Did I talk about it last week? The cache encoding? I don't think so. So the output cache encoding is an interesting one. So to get the cached data, I'm switching the response output text writer by a string writer here. These string writers output as UTF-16 by default. If in your controller's action result you return some XML content, it will use an XML writer. And because the output will be a string writer, the XML writer will generate the XML. The first XML tag was the name of the XML tag, the XML declaration, using a chart set, saying encoding UTF-16 as it got it from the string writer. But the actual ASP.NET output will be in UTF-8. So IE will freak out when it sees the issue. So the change is about creating a custom string writer class which takes encoding and formatting, to copy the encoding of the original response output. And again, if you have to say something related to what I'm talking about, just talk, because I won't see the chat. So that was an easy fix, but it fixes everything. Merge branch, it's fine. Fixing video rendering with no encoders. I'm using the Azure Media Services module, and I found a bug. When you try to, well, actually this thing is very interesting. It's not documented because it's altered, and if you want to render a video player, it's very hard because you could use a flash player, you could use a video tag, you could use whatever solution exists, and depending on the platform. So this is part of the default Azure Media Services experience. There is a shape called Cloud Media Video Player, something like this. It's in on the other branch I will show you. If you just instantiate this shape, it will render a video player based on the current browser. So it will work on iOS, Safari, IE, Chrome, whatever client it is. It will adapt and generate a valid video player. That's awesome. There was a little JavaScript issue related to that, so I fixed it. And this fix was on 1.8.x because it was a bug fix. This one is on 1.x branch because it's an enhancement. This part I have removed the dependency on the shape itself, which is this one. I have removed the dependency on having a part by itself to pass in the parameters. So now the shape contains all the things you need to render the video player. So if you want to use it from another module, it's easier to reuse the video player. Just a small fix. Then I will need to filter on the branches. This one is the Weblogs ASP.NET. Here, fixed tenant. So I don't know about these things. Maybe, let me see. So a simple JavaScript issue. Closest one. So apparently with the checkboxes.
Yeah, because the HTML changed, the script should be adapted.
But you remember what I said we should do, which is actually to remove this checkbox.
Yeah, but you have to have some input to be able to select many features there.
But then, I mean, to remove this exact same, the select all checkbox, this one, we have to remove the select all checkbox.
Yeah, but you have to have some means to be able to select almost all of the modules.
Okay, but then
and not going to go all over them.
That's fair, because if you select all, well, if you see the checkbox select all, you're like, okay, if I want everything to be available, I need to check select all, and then it selects everything. So if tomorrow there is a new module which is activated, it won't be visible because it won't be selected.
Yeah, and maybe we should have an invert selection. So because if you want to enable all the modules except for 2, you have to go through all the 30.
But the risk is more in favor of selecting all, as you don't need to select all, because when you create a tenant, usually you want everything to be available. It's just in your .NET case that you might not want everything to be available. But people don't always use .NET, so the common usage is more, I always want every module to be there.
Yeah, see, by the way, we don't use this checkbox because it's done automatically behind the scenes.
Even you don't use that, so remove that.
Yeah, but if you want to use this scenario that I explained, how would you do that?
I know if you want to do that, you check everything but the 2 boxes, because this is the less common scenario. The less common scenario should be the hardest one. Not the most common scenario, which is, because right now it may...
How about adding a hint there? So if you want everything,
okay, or 2 steps checkbox, like one checkbox which is choose what modules you want, and when you check that, then you can have the select all and everything. But don't show the select all at first, because people check that, and that's wrong. You don't have to check that. It's all by default if you don't check anything.
Yeah, because it has such a UI as well. Yeah.
That's a detail in our field. But this detail, the solution is not to fix more things, is to remove the checkbox or to make it a 2 steps. Fixing layout of preview in media library picker field. Okay, CSS changes.
Yeah, this was something that came in from OpenTech as a contribution they wanted to make. They realized that if you have a media library picker field and you choose anything other than an image, then no preview is displayed next to that field. So they made some CSS fixes for that, and I reviewed them and tested them and committed them to the bug fix as a bug fix.
Okay. So it might impact the default views.
What do you mean by default views?
I mean without the module, without the Azure Media Services module.
Yeah, it was not. The problem wasn't limited to that. It was also if you just select a normal video, not even a cloud video.
Okay, so you fixed the bug. Okay.
Yeah.
1.8.x. Okay. Then this one on 1.8x. Lombic, fixing image setting screen. You mean this is Bertrand's changes, the test screen, or?
No, this is the changes related to the configuration manager, because you have to you are able to override some SMTP settings through the web config, and because of this there was a configuration manager reference in the templates, but that wouldn't work without an assembly binding in the web config.
Okay, so a change here is address placeholder field loader.
Yeah, because so one option would be to add the assembly binding to the web config of the module, but I said that this is risky because nobody really cares about the web config of the module. So the next time MVC is updated or something like this, that change would be lost. So instead I added a lazy field to load the same value.
So Zoltan, why can't we add the assembly binding in the web.config?
So just as I said, there's a risk that it would go missing the next time we update all the web configs, like this was the case with the MVC 5 and MVC 5.1 update.
Okay.
So because from that time on, we have to take care about the web config of just the orchard.email module to keep that difference.
Oh, but I mean the root of the orchard.web project, which has a web.
I don't know whether that was there.
Yeah, it's because I ran into the same issue, and on my local I just updated my web.config by adding that assembly binding. So that it can be used in views. But I think yours is clever. I didn't know you could do that.
Yours is clever.
See, well, I said this was a good option. We could change it to have it in the root web config.
Issue and razor completion issues, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, I see. That's what I did.
Okay.
I added an assembly reference to the compilation section of the assembly element in the root web.config next to system.web.web pages, which worked.
It works. Where is 1.x? Nothing on 1.x, and then all the other changes are on Sipke's side. Is this module done?
It's not done.
Okay, you are showing it next week at Harvest, I'm telling you.
Cool. Okay.
5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to show it, okay?
I don't need more.
7. Well, knowing you, it will take 1 hour, but... Okay, that's all with the changes. Is there anything interesting in this branch that I should talk about? I don't think so. So since last week, you've seen that. Yeah, it was after the meeting. So we shipped weblogs.asp.net on Orchard. There will be a talk at Harvest at the conference about this. A full talk about how it has been done, how it runs, how it works, and people are using it. Look, new blog post. Friends Buma post. So this is Orchard. 750 blogs are running live, and I didn't want you to communicate about that because it was the first time it was public. So the less people on the website, the better I was feeling about the load and handling that. But it has survived Bing and Google, so it can survive anything now. It works. People are happy. There are some things that we will improve for sure, but that's nice, and this should be a reusable solution if you don't want to use .nest, for sure. Yep. And what is nice is that we have big bloggers, like blog is there, and you see how fast it is. I think the backend is also quite fast. Bertrand, tell me if it's not, but I think you said so, or maybe you. Yeah, you see, it's awesomely fast.
It is pretty fast, yeah.
Even the backend, and there are big blogs, like lots of comments and lots of content and images and everything. Look at that, even the tags. And this is not my blog. This is CodeGoose blog with content and load. There is actually lots of people hitting the website. If I'm starting my load test.
Where were these ported from?
Sorry?
Where was
the previous solution?
Yes.
It was Intelligent Community Server.
And how did we move over all the data?
A custom script to extract. So Intelligent, I think you have blog.ml export, but with some custom tags, custom information that were in the old portal. So we made a custom script to generate a recipe, and I will talk about it at Harvest. The idea is that for each blog we created a custom recipe. And we had then a recipe file which would create an Orchard website with all the default settings, the user, the permissions, and the data. And we just ran all the recipes one by one on the system to create the blogs. And then what we did, we changed the export tool to just take an update like the latest blogs from this date, and every week we would run this to just update the new content with the new blogs and the new comments on the new system. So it will take 10 minutes to update all the content once we wanted to do that. Yep. So, and everything will be explained.
What's it hosted on, Sebastian? Azure websites or?
For sure Azure, and yes, Azure websites. It's one Azure website. Sorry, it's one large instance. A large instance being 7 gigabytes of RAM and 4 cores. And the internal joke we have is, it's smaller than Piotr's laptop. So, and one single large instance, 4 different Azure websites, and I will explain on Monday why 4 different Azure websites. And we are using Azure Managed Cache, and we are using blob storage. We are using an Azure Queue, a very small one for some events. We are using what else? SQL Azure databases, and in the end, the full solution is really cheap. For 750 blogs, even for one blog, it's cheap. Well, it's normal, but it runs 750 blogs, including Scott Goose blog, which is huge in terms of traffic, or very important people like Bertrand or John Galloway, which is well known also in the community. So I have Franz Buma, knows him if you do ORM. So yeah, very well-known community members are on this platform. So they have quite of traffic, and it works very well. Who's pinging me? Sipke, what do you want to say? I won't open it if it's Skype because it's personal. Yep. So yeah, I will show you that. And if you can come to Harvest, it will be recorded, so you will be able to know everything about it. Who's talking to me on Skype? No, it's Ilan. Should I open those messages or not?
No, don't do it.
Ilan, stop playing with me. I can't. Can't I mute this thing? I can't even mute Skype. It's pinging in my ear. Okay. Any question about that? I think it's awesome for Orchard because that's a huge way. It's more than 1 million page views per month, which is great. And also for the visibility, it's got Goose blog. So everyone goes there and everyone sees that. Okay. It also, one of the good things, it's also that it improved Orchard, because me working on that, telling you, if you reflect on all the changes I've made in the last month, and now you look at the impact of on this platform, you will see all the changes that happen because of that. For instance, the routing optimizations, the multi-tenancy optimizations, database optimizations, background task optimization, all these things and all the new features that have been done because of this work, that's awesome. I should do more websites. Maybe you should do, guys, more websites to improve Orchard. Or maybe we should ask Lombic to improve Orchard and not their system. That's another solution.
Hey, Sebastian, this
Sure.
is Beth Massey. I'm on the .NET team, and I was sitting here waiting for you to show off this huge project of yours. We're actually looking at moving our blogs as well onto Orchard, because I know that the whole
you know the meeting is public. Be careful.
Yeah,
it's recording and everything.
I do. I know that it's public. Don't worry. So we were also looking. I had a couple of questions on, like, you guys. How many blogs did you say that it was?
750.
And that's all hosted inside of Azure?
Everything is on Azure on just one single instance. Are you part of the? Do you know John Wood?
Yes.
Okay, you work with him because I have. It's a public meeting, so I didn't want to mention that, but yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah. No, that's okay.
But if you want to talk about it, that's fine. I'm fine with that. You know.
No, I mean I'm happy to talk public. Yeah, basically our team is looking at also using Orchard too. It totally makes sense. We're the .NET Framework team, so we just wanted to get some ideas on, like, who is kind of DevOpsing this. Is it all your team that's managing the actual, like?
This is my team of one.
Okay, a team of one. That's awesome. Okay, well, we might have to talk if it's more, but sure. But this is really interesting, and I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Great work. It looks like an amazing platform. I just started playing with it myself.
Thank you. So yeah, I was about to mention that too. That yeah, it's good for Orchard, and it's also opening some opportunities in Microsoft and outside, because it's very nice to show what Orchard can do, and that it handles the load very nicely. It can run very big websites. It's not using that many resources compared to other solutions, and so that's very interesting to show what we can do. And yeah, there are opportunities in Microsoft too with much bigger websites than this one, which is already big. So, Orchard Harvest, if you want to know more or watch the videos. Beth, it's in Redmond, building 122. You have to come.
I definitely am planning on it, or sending someone from the team for sure.
Yeah, Beth, this is Elon from the Harvest conference. So if you want, we could touch base right after the call as well.
Great, that would be great. I got a meeting, but I'll ping you a little bit later this afternoon, if that's okay.
Sure, I'll put in my email in the message box. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Sure.
Yeah, the S team. Okay, next. What else? Any demo today? I didn't ask. Sorry, guys. Anyone wants to do a demo? You don't say yes because I want you to keep that for next week. No one? Zoltan? None?
No, we'll do a demo on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, so you're keeping some things. Okay, good. What else? Oh, topic. I want to open a topic about the localization tool. Benedek, can you share some updates with that?
Actually, nothing in particular since last week, but
what? Yes. No.
But it's getting better. So I have the backup from the orchaproject.net site now. So I'll be able to extract all the zip files for the different languages and the localizations. I think I'll be able to set up the crowd-in project after harvest.
So didn't you talk about deciding which solution we will take? There were two in the balance, and so you've decided to use crowdin.net.
Yeah, crowdin seemed better because Transifex has a little different structure in terms of the users and how you manage the part of your project. Crowdin does exactly what we need.
Okay, people are asking about the current 404 on the website. Can we replace the link and redirect to crowdin? So people don't ask, and what's the next step for having something which works?
Yeah, okay, I'll create a page on the website and put back the link to the navigation, and yeah, so some information for the people. Yeah.
Maybe just a static page and a link to that, yeah, explaining why we are migrating and where and how to use that and what to wait next.
Yeah, okay.
Or how to get the data in the meantime, if it's possible to put a link on that, I don't know.
It's not possible, unfortunately, to get the data. So if you want to download the localization package, that's not possible at the moment.
Okay.
But I'll make sure that we have the tool ready as soon as possible. But like I said, it's going to take a little while after harvest to set up everything.
Okay, and just to fix something I just said, it's not a team of one. In Microsoft, it's a team of one, but it's a team of tens of people working on Orchard. Okay, it's just so, and everyone can see that with Benedek, for instance, working on the localization. So okay. Great. Localization, any other topic before we do some triage?
On localization, I just wanted to point out that the rewrite rules module is installed on the site. Oh. So when you want to, if you want to redirect/translate to the new tool, you can.
So it's installed. Maybe I disabled it.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, great. Because when it was down, I tried to disable it to see if it was the issue.
Okay, it's under settings.
Okay, good.
It's there.
Good. Okay, and yeah. Makes me think about something. We need this new website to be done. We haven't heard from Web Advanced guys, but we have some mock-up, and maybe we should go on with that, because this current website, you can't imagine how stressed I was when it was done, because we haven't touched it in 3 years. It's been up for 3 years, and then it was done because of the localization module. It was crazy because it's on a cloud service. It was very hard to understand what was happening and to update it. Right now the process is I have a virtual machine on a box somewhere that I have to run in order to create a package and that I push on the cloud service. So if we could go somehow to Azure websites, that would be awesome with a new website. If someone wants to continue to work on that, you get my support, and that's about it. Yep. Good. Okay, triage or something else? Triage then. Ratings. This is the best CMS. Please add a win. This must be Christian. How do I see viewer reviews? This must be him. No, this is not even him. So someone else wants a win. Okay, great. No, this is not him. Maybe you already said that. Yes, we'll talk about it at Harvest, Christian, but you can't come, you're too far away. So here, issues. Oh, first I want to check the leave high for next release. I'm too busy right now to work on the new release. We are very close to that. This one has been reopened, and I thought I had fixed that. I need to see if the suggested fix is correct, because the previous one wasn't correct actually. It was fixing it at the wrong place. Create content item taxonomy field hangs in version 1.8. It's weird because I'm using that everywhere. I check that. Scripting, tag cloud bug, I fixed one, maybe that's the same. This and this, okay. So go back to the proposed ones. And assigned, okay. Oh, yes, good, I can see that. This is an interesting discussion actually. So we need to fix that. Christian has been working with Jeff and Zoltan, I think. No, not Zoltan, just Christian. Yes, Jeff? Zoltan? Yes. Sorry. I cannot see you in, yes, here. So the issue is that apparently the retry logic for SQL Azure database doesn't work as expected, or somehow stopped working. I don't know why it stopped working, because we didn't change anything about that.
I don't think it ever worked. More precisely, there is no retry logic.
But Jeff, for instance, said it was working great, and then he migrated to 1.8 and it was no more working. Or is it that because in 1.8 we put in place the retry logic and that we didn't have before? And the connection is actually wrong? The library we are using is actually doing things wrong and then shows the issues, and they were not showing up before? That's possible too.
I don't know what the issue Jeff is experiencing is, but our changing the driver for Azure SQL wasn't causing the problem, because first place this was the reason for changing the driver, because there were these exceptions already in bundle 7.
Okay.
So that's a long outstanding issue, nothing new, and there is no retry logic in Orchard, nor in the driver by default.
So the last comment from lots of comments, trying to understand what the issue was and to analyze how to fix it. Christian came to the point that he thinks the reliable connection we are using is not that reliable, and the last comment is about a solution apparently that we should use. Is it a patch to apply on the SQL Azure connection we are using, or is it something we can include directly in Orchard and use that directly?
No, it's not something we could include directly.
So it's on the library?
It was just a test, and I patch very brutally the code.
Okay. So just to see what the issue is. So this should come with 1.8x. We should try to fix that in 1.8x. I will Next, media files with ampersand file name broken. I think this is a duplicate, so I will close it. Yes, let me see. No, sorry, wrong issue. Okay, I will open it just to see that. Orchard output cache. Just because you're authenticated doesn't mean you shouldn't get the benefits of output cache. Who's this guy? Morrison Brett. He doesn't even use Orchard anymore. Yes and no. Who agrees with that? I don't agree with that.
It depends on the kind of site that you're operating.
But it's dangerous. By default, it should not be able. Okay, maybe there should be an option which we could say, please cache even if I'm authenticated, but by default, for sure, you should not cache.
It's clearly an option for people who know what they're doing. It shouldn't be the default, but there are many cases where your users are authenticated for whatever reason, and you're still serving them all the same page. So in that case, it's legitimate to cache.
So let me think about cookies. We are not caching cookies. We are just caching the content, so it will be fine. The issue is that I'm not sure in the pipeline of cache layers. Like we have our output cache, but then there is the IS kernel cache, and then there is the proxy caching. If we enable the cache, there is a chance that, let me see, maybe they won't know. Maybe the default would be not to cache anything because there's a cookie which is set, so that should be fine. What I don't want to do is cache authentication cookies too, so that should be fine. So this option, okay. Every time I'm talking about output cache and authentication, I got some warnings from the security guys here saying, don't cache anything.
But Sebastian, isn't the main issue with output caching authenticated requests that usually when you're authenticated, you're serving content that might be, personalized for that user?
This is one issue. This is one issue, but it's not an issue as Bertrand said. If you know what you're doing, so that's fine.
It's the case with the site that I'm working on, actually, that we want to cache authenticated requests because it's the exact scenario that Bertrand mentioned, that we're serving the same pages even if you're logged in. But what we want is to actually vary the output cache key by whether you're authenticated or not. So that's what we're doing in our override. I think that might be a good compromise.
If you think about pretty much any commerce site, if you're a commerce site, you want your users to be authenticated because you want to start tracking them. You want to recognize them and do special things depending on who they are on some requests. But you still want your site to run very, very fast. You want your homepage to be cached. You want your product pages to be cached. So you just have to be super careful about what you cache and what you don't. But almost any e-commerce site is going to be in this situation.
So we should put a big hint under the checkbox. We can do it as a checkbox. It's very easy, just a setting. We don't have to read again and just test if the user.
Or it can be opt-in per route, for example.
Same thing. Wow. Well, this now will be very complex.
But even if you add
design, but.
Even if you do have such a checkbox, I think it would be a good idea to at least vary the cache by authenticated or not, so that you have separate caches.
Oh, I see what you mean. But isn't it half of a solution? Because you're saying you have two versions, authenticated or not. But one could say no, it's anonymous or user 1 or user 2 or user 3. Because if you show different things, if you're authenticated or not, That's a layer.
There is those cases too.
I see. I see.
Maybe it would be good to be able to select that just only vary by whether you're authenticated or actually don't cache when you're authenticated.
So maybe just make an extensibility so that you can provide a policy about cache keys, and
that would be cool.
You just have to put your own policy, which is every user or authenticated versus anonymous, or each user or roles or whatever you want.
Yeah, and supply a default policy.
Provide a checkbox to allow authenticated to anonymous, or also cache authenticated, and then you can provide a policy to define what granularity you want. That should be better actually if it's accessible this way. Also, and just a reminder that Bertrand gave a very nice solution for these things. If you still want to render user-specific data, even cache when you're authenticated using JavaScript, so you actually render a JavaScript, which will. I had a question actually, Bertrand, for that. So instead of rendering like welcome Sebastian, you could render a JavaScript which will issue a request on a server asking for who's the current user. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Okay, it will work.
Replacing all the little stuff, dashboard, login, all that stuff with something that is loaded from JavaScript would work. Yeah. On my website, all the pages are cached for the cart, but the cart is requested through JavaScript.
Oh, yeah, that was the question. And when you the JavaScript request, like a get to get the value, isn't it cached, or you explicitly say no? Then don't cache it because it's specific for you.
So on that route, on that action, there is an attribute that tells it not to cache.
Output cache disabled, something like that. Okay. I
so
think
it's on the action, so the administrator of the site doesn't have to do anything. It's the action that knows that it shouldn't be cached.
Okay. Yep. So then I don't disagree anymore. I'm not that addicted actually, because I changed my mind, which means I'm very often wrong. Because active impact. Okay, good. And there's a patch, but last one, object dispose exception request during shell start. Okay. Interesting. This is our new multi-tenancy expert. Sorry, I put it in low because that's not very critical case. Good. Okay, we'll end the meeting then. So next time we meet is at Harvest, Monday. Everyone. At least half of you here. Who's not coming from this? Antoine is coming. Antoine, you're still coming. Benedict's coming. Bertrand's coming. Christian is not. Daniel is not. Boo. Eric is. Janice, I don't think so. Grace is too far away. Jorge is coming. George is coming. Kelly, I don't know about Kelly. Matthias, I don't think so. Piotr is coming. Sebastian is already here. Sipke is coming. Wow, it's like 90% of the people in the conversation are coming. That's great. Great. Yep, okay. Greece is closer than Hungary. Yep, correct. But maybe Hungary is richer than Greece. That's it. Any question, comments? So see you next week, guys. Thank you. And please send all these pull requests to fix all the bugs. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
everyone.
See you next week.